So, as we discussed the package concept in the last class, so you guys have any doubt on those, like how to create a package for your source code? Like suppose you are writing a program, so how to make a package, and then so how to when you are compiling, how to create a package, and how to use that package by using import. So you understood, right? Okay. So yesterday we observed that how to make the package and what is, and then whenever we want to use that a class which is under some package, suppose A is under which package? com.codestream.home package. So a class is under this package. Now I want to use that class. What is that class? A in my project or in my program. So then that case we have to import. We have to import. Suppose you are using that class in your program. So in that we have to use import statement by using import keyword and com.codestream.home. So this is the package we already, and then class name. We have to import that particular class with fully qualified name. We can say that what is the fully qualified name for A class is, that is, this is the fully qualified name for A class. So that means com.codestream.home.a. This is the class which we are using and we are importing this. This is how we are importing. But what about they see some predefined classes we are using. This the string is also one predefined class, but still we are using this string class, um, but we are not importing anywhere. Are we doing here? So we are not doing anywhere. So, but still we are. But this predefined class, which is string, is a part of java.lang package. Okay, we have many classes are there as part of a predefined library. So in Java, when you download the JDK itself, you will get this dot classes and all. And but if you think about it, java.lang package, it's also a package, but whenever you are using that we should import, but we without importing also we are able to compile that program and we are able to run that program, right? So how it is possible is by default what are the classes you are using from java.lang package. So you don't need to import. Compiler and JVM will take care of that, because by default it will look into that. That is the default. So which package you don't need to import? So that is called java.lang package. If you are using any other, like any other class which is from another package, I'm talking about predefined classes which is from another package, then you should improve. Apart from, you should import. Apart from this java.lang package classes, for all classes you have to import in our program. Okay, so let's see what other classes we have in a predefined classes. Okay, so what is the predefined classes we have? That Java SE API, Java SE API. So this is the API document which will talk about all the predefined classes as part of JDK. I mean inbuilt library. Okay, if you see that there are many classes, many packages are there. So if you go to java.lang package, if you go to java.lang package, okay, there are many classes: boolean class, byte class, characters dot subset class, character dot unicode class. So class loader. These are all predefined classes which are part of, which is under which are under the
Java.lang.
package. Okay, so let us say if I use string, if I use string buffer, if I use string builder, if I use system, if I use system, we already used many times, right? So even we don't import that. So import, we don't write. We never write this import statement for the system, because the system is also part of a java.lang package. What are the classes we are going to use as part of java.lang package? You no need to import it. So we already seen that example. But let's go for another package. Okay, another package is nothing but some directory, right? So another package. So there are many other packages on that. Just what I will do is just there is a package called java.io. So what is IO means? Input output. Let us say java.io package. I don't. We will go and discuss in detail about that java.io package, what it contains, how what is the purpose and all. But just for to understand that other package other than the java.lang package, if you are trying to use other classes which are under the other package, so do you need to import it or not? Just try to understand. That is the concept we are trying to understand right now. Okay. So let us say I'm going to take a class called file. So what is the class name? What is the class name? File, which is under
java.io.
package. So let's go here. So let's go here, and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it this class. So that is the class name is file. I will just create an object. So after that I will look about other thing. Just I will create an object for a class. Which class it is? It's a file class. Okay, it's a predefined class I'm trying to use. This is our own defined class, a class, and we already defined under this package, and we are importing this. That's what we are doing. But let's try to use this file class, which is part of java.lang package. Okay, so now Java C. So what is the program name? Test.java, right? So what is the program name? Test.java. Let's try to compile. And what compiler is going to say us? Let's look at it. What is saying? Cannot find symbol. Which symbol it is? This symbol. It is symbol means it is telling that class file and location test. It is clearly saying that in two places we are using. So this file is class. The file class we are using in a two places. This is the one place. This is the another place. So that is the reason compiler is telling that. So here is the one error. Here is the one error. So what is that error, guys? It's a cannot find.
Cannot find symbol.
So what is meaning of cannot find symbol? That means the compiler is not able to understand what is that, where it is at. So compiler should know that what is that. So it's not able to. But when the moment when you use the predefined classes which are under the java.lang package, you don't get in that issue. Are you getting for this one string one? No. So let us say, let me go and use the java.lang one at this moment. Let us say I have a class called what? Boolean. Okay. So I am gonna use it, the Boolean class object here. Okay, just I will try to use it by creating object like this. Okay, and so this is the class object I'm using. So this is our own defined class. This is predefined class. This is predefined class, but this is under java.io package, and this is under
java.lang package.
java.lang package. These are from different. So let us see. I'm gonna comment it. So for this at this moment, okay. That means when you do comment, what will happen? The compiler is not going to involve into this compilation of this particular line. Okay, it will simply ignore it. Okay, so now you can see understand there's two statements only in this as part of main method now. Okay, let me go and compile it now. The compile it now. So what is that? Java C. Let me clear it. Java C. What is the program name? Test.java. So now, if you see that no suitable constructor found for Boolean, we are not getting the error like that. No, cannot find symbol. So that means somehow it is able to recognize. Am I correct? So this is somehow it is able to recognize by the compiler. So is it telling about I'm not able to find about this Boolean? The compiler is know that compiler is, but whatever the constructor we are using here, whatever the constructor we are using, there is no constructor. So there is no constructor means what? So that means whatever the if you go that is the default constructor is there or not? Let me check. There is no default constructor. This is the constructor list. So there is no default constructor. What is meaning of default constructor? You guys know that, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean that? So what do you mean that? So default constructor means a constructor which doesn't take any parameters, right? So they haven't declared that. They haven't declared that. If you are if they don't declare it, if you want to use it, the class you cannot use it. You have to pass at least one parameter. Okay. So this is string Boolean value. So that is a different error. So we are, let us say that, let me pass this pulse. Okay. So this is the value I'm passing here. Now let's go here. So that is the way of using, because as there is no default constructor, it is telling that constructor is this one, this constructor is this one, but you are using this constructor, but there is no suitable constructor in my that. That means it's already identified. It's already identified that class. That means which is part of that. Let me compile once at this moment. So now this time we don't get any error. Are we getting any error? No. So we are still using the boolean class without importing, because this is part of java.lang package. But let's go for here. Let's go for here, and let me comment in this one. And as we are using here, you already seen that. So we are going to get an error, cannot find it. So the Java compiler itself is not able to understand what is this. Okay. Now you got the clarity, right, about this access. I mean, understanding by the compiler. Apart from the java.lang package, if you are trying to use any other classes, Java compiler will not understand that. Java compiler will not understand that without importing. So for that, what you have to do? What is the package? Java.io. This is the
Lang package.
Java.lang package,
IO package.
right?
No, IO package.
IO package. IO.
Yes.
And what is the class you want to import? File.
File.
This is the class I'm importing, and now I'm going to compile this program again. Java C. What is that? Dot Java. So look at this. So again the same problem. So now this time it's able to understand what is file. But anyway, we are not. There is no constructor for this file also, a default constructor. So we have to pass something kind of thing. Okay. What I will do is I will just try to use the default constructor, not default constructor, because there is no default constructor for this file class. So let me go and use it, something like this. Okay. Some file. So let us say c colon slash test dot txt, some input I gave here. So I'm gonna see that now. Java C test.java. Now, if you see, compile successfully. So because as I'm using the file, but without using import, if you don't do import, the compiler cannot able to understand what is this class. So whenever, what are the classes you are using in our program or project, you should import. You should import. You don't need to import the classes which are part of Java.lang package.
Lang package.
Other than Java.lang package, all classes, even if you are user defined classes or other defined classes, so whatever the classes, so the compiler will not understand automatically. The compiler we need to tell by using import statement. So that too, import statement we have to keep top of the class. I mean, in the the class is there now. We cannot keep this import statement inside the classes. We have to keep this top of the class. So on top of this import, we can have a package instruction as well. Okay. So this is how we will use the predefined classes by importing, and also if you want to create your own package, you can do this like this, and how to compile, and also we have seen that yesterday. Okay. So now let's move to the concept public, private, and protected and default. Okay, these are the called access. What we can call is, these are access
Access specifier.
Specifiers.
modifiers.
Modifiers.
Access,
Modifier.
what do you mean by access modifiers? So let's try to understand. The terminology we will use in the Java, access modifiers only. Okay, we don't use access specifiers and all. Okay, so we'll see the access modifiers, what it does actually. Okay, so these are all access modifier will tell that. So how we can restrict that usage in accessing that classes, methods, and variables. These access specifiers we can apply for the methods and variables, and also for classes. These are the three parts we can say, right? Okay, let's say this is the class. Okay, this is the class which is under com.codestream.home. What is the access modifier I added for this class?
Public.
Public.
So that means if I try to compile this, Java C -d dot a dot Java, I'm trying to compile, because why Java C -D. So why I'm using -D? Because it's a having some package. So
Directory.
if you want to compile, so we have to do by using this option. Okay. So then if you go, so now it's compiled successfully. Are you no. That is what here you understand. Public access modifier is allowed to declare for a class or not.
Allowed, sir.
Yeah, it is allowed. That is the reason compiler didn't give any error here. So it's allowed. Okay. Now let's go and take another keyword. What is that another keyword? Access modifier. So this is the
Private.
modifier we are already applied for a class level, and the compiler is not giving any error. It's compilation successful. That means it's allowed. Public is allowed for to declare a class. Okay, for a class. Now the second thing is I'm trying to add this this private access modifier. So now let me compile this class again. Now look at this. So what the compiler is telling? Modifier. Who is using this terminology? Who is using this terminology?
Compiler, sir.
So you can understand this. This is access modifiers, not specifiers. In C,
Okay, sir.
the terminology is the specifiers. Okay, there is no specifiers and modifiers are differently, but here all are modifiers. Like modifier private. So it is saying that private is a modifier. Okay, not allowed here. Not allowed here. That means to declare a class, if you declare with a private, so the compiler won't allow. That means can we create a private classes?
No,
So we
sir.
cannot create a private classes. So because the compiler itself is not allowing you, right? So when you add a private keyword, so that means private keyword, and that means access modifier will not allowed to declare a class, top level class. Okay. So let's go and take about other one. What is that other one? Protected. Let me add the protected keyword, or we can say access modifier. So if I add this access modifier protected, and if I try to compile Java C, and how to compile this is that already, right? Java. And if I compile, what it is saying that, so modifier protected not allowed here. That means either you cannot declare a private class or private class.
Protected. Protected.
You are clear, right? You are clear. What are the modifiers? What are the modifiers are allowed to declare at class level? And we are still talking about class level, not method level and variable level. Let's go and talk about the other one, default. What is default, guys? There is no keyword called. I mean, we are not going to use a keyword for this. So this is like default means if you don't add any keyword, if you don't add any keyword. So let us say so I just wrote the class by class keyword and a. I have not added any modifier. Did I add any modifier here in this code?
No.
If you don't add that, say this is a default access modifier. What we can say it is default access. There is no keyword we will use here. We can say it is a default access modifier. So if I try to compile this program now, so will it compile? Success. Then, so on top level, for a class level, what are the access modifiers allowed to declare? What are the modifiers? Public and
Default.
Default.
public and default only allowed to the class level.
Class.
Not private and protected is not allowed to declare a class level. These are the modifiers. And first try to understand the syntactically what are the allowed, how it works. And after that, we will try to understand the difference between each one. Okay. Now you are clear, right? So what are the modifiers we can allow, we can assign to the top level class. Correct? Now
Yes, sir.
let's go and uh, uh, think about method level or variable level. Okay, let me declare a variable here. So there is a variable called int x. Okay, so what is the x variable? What is the x variable purpose? We can store the value integer type of data only into the variable. This is the variable, right? Now, so I haven't assigned any access modifier to this variable. Now we can say what is the access modifier is applicable for this variable now.
Public, sir.
No, no. So I
Default, sir.
haven't assigned anything, right? So by default, we can say if you don't assign any access modifier to the class or method or variable for anything, then we can say it is a
Default.
default access modifier. What is the default? So what is so then what is the modifier for this X means? It is a default access modifier.
Product.
Def-
Let's go and compile it. So is it allowing or not? It is allowing.
Allowed, sir.
Now let's try to assign a keyword called public as a public access modifier, and let's try to compile it. Is it allowing or not? It's allowing. That means for a variable declaration, you can use public and default, and also let's go and check it in a private. Okay, the private one. So when I go and declare the private one and then I compile, it is allowing. That means private access modifier is also allowed to declare a variable, but in the class level it is not allowed. Okay, and what is the other access modifier we have? What is the other
Protected.
Protected.
Let's go and compile once again. So now let us see. So that means all access modifiers are allowed at variable level. Variable level, we can declare a private variable, protected variable, public variable, a default variable. So we and variable level, this is applicable for all kind of variable. Okay. So this variable level we can assign, we can declare all kind of with all kind of access.
Access modifiers.
And so you understood about variable level, right? Let's go and talk about method level.
Yes,
So what is a
sir.
method? Let us say I will write the method called M1. Okay, just this is a simple method. Okay, so now what is the access modifier it has now? This is the method, right? So what is the access modifier it has?
Default.
Default.
Default access modifier. So let's see whether it is allowed or not. So let us see, is it allowing or not? It's allowing. That means default access modifiers we can have for this method level. Okay. Now, as usual, just check with that public. So is it allowed or not? So now,
Allowed, sir.
because we have already seen that by default is many times when you are trying to the program.
Yes, sir.
What is the other modifier we have? So that is a
Private.
can you do private access modifier for method or
No, sir.
why?
It only applicable for variables, variable declaration.
Who told that? Did I? So we are
No,
trying to
sir.
understand one by one. So first class level, private and protect is not allowed, and method level, all kind of access modifiers are allowed, and
Allowed, sir.
variable level and method level, what are the modifiers are allowed? We are trying to understand. Even private is
Okay.
also allowed. Okay. So and what is the other one? What is the other one? Protect.
Protected.
So
Protected.
protected access modifier. So let's say and compile it. So the compilation success. That means only class level, all access modifiers, that to top level class. There is an inner class concept is there. We will talk in future. There we will talk in detail. Okay. So in top level class, we cannot have a private and protected access modifiers, and but variable level and method level we can have all four access modifiers. Okay. So this is a syntactically we can say this which are allowed, which are not allowed, and the class level, method level, and variable level. You understood that, right? So
Yes,
about
sir.
Yes, sir.
yeah. So now the thing is you have to understand you know what is the difference between these things. Okay, what is the difference between these things? Okay, so I can say let's try to understand the class level first, and about the public and default. These are the two things only allowed, right? So these are the two things only allowed, public and default. These are the two things are allowed to the top level class. If you have a public class, okay, so now what is the package of this class? What is the package of this class?
Calm dot, costume dot, home, sir.
Yeah, com.codestream.home. This is the
Home.
package. So now, if the class is under one package, if you are trying to access, the class from another package, so like how it works. Like a public means it will allow in all areas. Public means it will allow in all areas. Okay.
All
So,
areas.
for example, you can access that class any package. Like if you have 10 packages in our project, so you declared a one class, public class uh, uh, in your one under one package, but that class you can use anywhere. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so default you cannot access in all the areas, so it will access only within the package or download the package. We'll try to understand in this. Okay, so let's go into method level and variable level and method level. Okay, so now, so let's go one by one. Okay, so now public int. So now I have a, variable called public. Now let's try to access this. This is under which package? Com dot codestream dot home package. Now what is the package for this test program? So this is the program I'm using, right? So what is the package for this test program? Which is under which package? Test class. Test is a project program, right? This is also on Java program. Which is under this is under which package?
com.costume.home.
How can you say this under com.codestream?
Ah,
It's a default
testing.
package. There is no package here. Do we have any package keyword here we added? No, right? Let us say
No, sir.
com.test. I'm going to make this package under which package? Com.test. Let me
Test.
compile this. This is also under demo. Java C -d and what is the class name?
Test.
Sorry,
Test.
where you want to keep the test dot Java. So now compilation. So compilation, see here you can observe that A is not a public, and in code stream cannot be accessed uh, A class. What do you mean that? So what is the access modifier for this class?
Default.
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 Default access modifier class we are trying to access in test program. This test program which is under one package, that is called com.test package. This is under another package. What is that package name? Com.codestream. That means if we have a default access modifier class, if you're trying to access outside of the package means what? This is under one package. You are trying to access this. You are trying to use this class in which package? Com.test package.
Test.
So that means that is not allowed. That is a difference. Okay, you can see that. So if you have a default thing, you cannot use those other packages under other package. You have to use only within your
Package.
package only. Let's say I'm gonna make this class as that is the error we are getting here. Saying that cannot be accessed from this kind of thing. So it is saying that cannot find symbol. So because it's not able to access. The reason is it is under this is the default class. We cannot access default classes from another package. If I make this package is also the same package. Let us say if I make this program is also instead of that com.test, if I make this. So now what is the package for this test class? com.codestream.home. What is the
Home.
package for A class? com.codestream.home.
Com.costume.home.
That means, so this test class and A class are both are under the same package.
Com.costume.costume.home.
Yeah, same package. So now let me compile. -d dot. What is the program I have to compile first? A.java. So compile successfully. Now the program I want to compile test.java. So now the test.java is allowed or not? Let us see. The compilation success. This moment still we are using the A only, but as it's a part of the same package, A is a default class. It is allowed. But if it is a another package, if you are trying to use, it will not be allowed. You got the point, right? You understood about the working process of default thing, right? So
Yes, sir.
default classes cannot be accessed outside of the package. Can
Package.
access only within the package.
Same
If you are
package.
using that class in some other program, that program also should be under the same package. So otherwise it won't allow. Okay, this is the case. Let's go and add the public. Okay, let's say public. Okay, so the public, if you see, so I'm using the same package. Public, if you have a public class, you can access anywhere within the package, other the package. That means from other packages as well. Anywhere, from anywhere you can access. First, we will try to access within the package and see. So as usual, so compilation done, and this is also done. So that means we are able to use that within the package also. Which one? Public access, public A, the
Public.
access modifier of the class A. Okay, A class is, what is the modifier for the A class? Public. Now let me change it to the package differently. Com dot test. So now this package is different, A class is different, and B test class package is different. Now let's try to use that. Let's try to use it. Is it allowing or not? It is allowing. Compilation gets
Access.
success. So that means what? So public classes can be accessed within the package, outside the package. But what about the default classes? We cannot use the from outside from other packages. So from other packages, we can access only within the package. That's what. Anyway, private and protected is not allowed for the class level. Then we no need to discuss at this moment about how we work the private, because we cannot declare class how we can discuss how it accessibility. Only public and default is allowed. So that is the thing we understood it. Now let's go and talk about the method level. Okay, sorry, variable level. So variable, I declared a variable called X. So now I'm trying to access this variable X. Let's say system dot out dot println. System.out.println. This is the system.out.println, and let's say Java C. Let me compile this program. C.Java is already compiled, and because what is the X variable? X is a public or private or protected. So what kind of variable it is? It is a public
variable,
because we declare the variable access modifier is public. Now, so this is a part of com.codestream.home package. So now I am trying to use the public variable from other package. I'm trying to use it. Okay. Now let's see the compilation. So it's working or not? The compilation is success. That means it is allowed. If you want to run it, run the program. So what is the fully qualified name we have to use? We cannot use that just like that. This is the fully qualified name for the test class. Whenever we are having a package for a class, then you have to use fully qualified name. What is the fully qualified name for test class? com.test.test. So this we got the 0. X is holding 0 because you know that Y default is 0. And let's change into default. So guys, can you guess? Can we compile this program? Let me compile this program a.java. So that means default variable I declared, and so now I'm going to compile this test.java. So I'm using this X again here. So I'm trying to compile it. So will it allow?
No, sir.
Why? Why it is not allowed? So the
Main method is static, sir.
Main method is static. Okay. Earlier also main method is static only, right? What is the change for the variable? We changed the access modifier. Earlier it was public. Now it is default. Now I'm trying to use default access modifier variable that is called X from this object. Okay. So now this total code we are using under which package? Com.test package. So now from other package I'm trying to access default variable. But how the compiler is telling is, look at this, X is not a public in A. Okay. So cannot be accessed from outside the package. Clearly it is giving you X is not a public in A, cannot be accessed from outside of the package, from other packages. So that's what it's saying. Because so that means you same rule which I told you in the class level, the same rule. You cannot access default members from other packages. You can access only within the package. If I make this package is the same package of the A class, then see that how it works. Okay. Now let's see the compilation. So Java C a.java and Java C test.java. Compilation success. Now the compile is not giving any error. And if we want to run it, what is the name we have to use? Com dot fully qualified name. What is the fully qualified name for the test class? What is the fully qualified name for the test class at this moment?
com.codestream.home.
Yeah, com dot codestream dot home dot home home dot test class. This is the thing. Now we got it, right? So now we got it. So this is how the access modifiers default works. Okay, default will not be allowed. It cannot be accessed from other packages. You can access within the, as we have same package A and B, then we are able to access this X variable. As it is not earlier, it was in a test package. It was we were not able to access it. Okay. Now let's go and declare a private variable. We already observed the public and default. Let's say a private variable. If we have a private variable, so this variable we cannot access within the package from other packages also, and both level we cannot access. But default case we are able to access from only within the package. But in this case we cannot access from other packages also. Okay, you got the point, guys? So
Yes,
how it
sir.
how it works? Look at this. So this I am using still X. I am using within the same package only. Let me compile now. The X is what? X is what? As a private variable. Private variable. Okay. Now compile, and now I'm going to compile this test. Test.java. So how to test this? Same test.java. So now both are under the same package, but still we are not able to. X has private access in A. So that means what? It is giving an error. We cannot use it. So it is having a private. That means even if you are trying to access this variable within the package, also it is not allowed. It is not allowed. The private variable will not allowed within the package, outside of the package, anywhere. It will be allowed only within the class. If you want to use this variable, you cannot use from outside of the class, in the same class. In the same package, if you have another class also, you cannot use it. You can use this only within the class level. Suppose you have uh, some methods in this class. So within this, we can use it. Let's say I have a method called m1 here. M1 here. Okay. Now, if I want to use this, I can use it. System dot out dot and println. This is the method. Sorry, this is the method level. Okay. So we cannot use this. We cannot use this from other level. We are trying to access it now. Like let us say, let's go for compilation. Let's go for compilation. So a.java. So now it's compiling allowed or not? It is allowing. So that means X variable I'm trying to use within the class, it is allowed. But if you are trying to use outside of the class, it is not allowed. Even it is from the same package also. Only the private variables can be accessed. Can be accessed
Within the
only
class.
within the class only. If you declare a variable
Class.
in a class, so this variable within the class only you can use. Even if you cannot use it within the package in some other classes and other package level classes, anywhere we cannot use. Only within the class level we can use. And let's go and declare the protected variable. So what is that? Protected variable. Okay, this is the protected variable I declared now. So now I declared protected variable. This program is both are in the same package, and now I'm trying to use it. And let's see the compilation. So Java C a.java and java c test.java. So now, so are we getting any error? We are not getting any error. That means it is allowed. So protected variables are allowed within the same package and other package also. So it seems like, we'll see a default like, but so we are trying to use. Let me change the package level. If you are trying to access the same variable from other package, so how it works? Let us see. Okay, so how it works? See, it will work, but here some scenario you have to observe. X has protected access in it. That means, but at this moment you can understand that it's like a default. How default is working, in the same way it seems to working protected also, right? Because when you work with the default variable, so when you try to access from other package, it is not allowed. If you try to access from within the package, it is allowed. If you observe that default and protector are working in the same scenario, right? Am I correct?
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay. But what is the difference? What could be the difference? What is the difference you have to understand here? So if you are using a class member X or something from a class, if that we are using from other package, it is not allowed. As like a default, both are same, but only the difference is, okay, if you inherit the class, and if you are trying to access that variable, then it is allowed. Let us say I am going to inherit it. What is the inheritance? A. I am going to inherit the A class. Okay. So now I'm gonna use it. Just remove this one at this moment. I'm gonna use it X variable. Okay. I'm gonna use it X variable. X is what? X is a variable which is a part of A class. It's a member. Okay. So X is a protected variable, and if I use by default with outside of the package, it is not allowing, and within the package it is allowed. We are used, but here I just extended the class which is the member is protected, and now in subclass I'm trying to use, but this subclass is under different package. Okay, what is the subclass for A class now? What is the subclass for A?
Test, sir.
Test class.
Test.
So in the test class, I'm trying to use it. Okay, let me compile this one. A.java, the compilation done, and let's see test.java compilation. Okay, this is a different one. It's not about modifier. It's, we know that in a, basically we understood in the starting of the class. What is that? Non-static variable X cannot be referred from a static context, because X is a static variable or non-static variable. X.
Non-static variable.
Non-static.
That means instance variables, because this concept is different here. So it's not related to access modifier. This is because we cannot use the non-static variable here. Okay, that means we are able to access. Okay, let's say I will anyway instance variable I cannot access in static context, right? You know that already. We have seen that many times. That, and let me write a method, my own method. So main some M1 method. So in M1 method, I will try to use it. I will try to use where this M1 method is there. This is inside a class called test. So M1 is a part of test class. I'm trying to use this X variable in M1 method. This test is under com.test package, and A is under com.coursestream.home package, and this is the variable. So now I'm trying to access it. Now let me go and compile A.java and test.java. So it seems compiled successfully, right? So compiled successfully. Am I correct? So that means we are able to use X variable. We are able to access X variable even from outside of the package also, if it is a protected. But what is the condition? If it is a subclass of the class, if you are inheriting the class, then we can access. But let us say if I am not inheriting, so can I access? We cannot access it. We cannot access it. We already seen that, right? We cannot access it. That is the only difference, guys. Default and protected, default and protected variables. So if you have a default variable, protected variable, both will work same scenario. Like, if within the package, both can be accessed. Outside of the package, we cannot access both. But one condition is there in the outside of the package, you can access if you are inheriting that particular class. Okay, other than you cannot directly use that. So this is the, but in the default case, let us see if we are inheriting. Let me declare the variable here, default. Okay, so x is default now. Am I correct? X is default variable. Now I will try to use this default variable by extending this. Anyway, we are not going to use directly inheritance. By extending this, let us see how it works. The compilation, a.java and test.java. Now let us see the compilation error. X is not a public in A, cannot be accessed. The moment when I declare a variable as a default, even if I am inheriting that, I am not able to access. But in the case of protected, it is allowed. So protected is allowed. Protected is allowed when you are inheriting, but default is not allowed. That is the only difference. But remaining cases both are same. Except that scenario, remaining cases are same for the default and protected variable. You got the point, guys? About this
Yes,
access
sir.
modifier, how it works for the variable
sir.
level and members level. The same way it will work in the method level also. Okay, what are the rules I talk right now? The same way, if I have a default method, if I try to access from other package, it is allowed or not? It is not allowed, because if we are accessing a default methods in a different package, it is not allowed. If we are accessing the same package, it is allowed. And protected method, if I declare a protected method, that is also will allowed only within the package only. Outside the package, it's not allowed. But if there is one condition, if you are inheriting that class, then that case we can access those. And public we can access anywhere. And private, you cannot access. If you have a private method, you cannot access within the package. Outside the package, we can access only within the
Within the
class only,
class
as
level.
like a variable. The same rules will applicable for the methods also. This is how access modifiers works at a code level when you are declaring a variables and methods and variables and methods and classes. So this is how it works, guys. Do you have any doubts so far?
Oh, sir.
You don't have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Just do some practice and you will get some clarity on that. I mean, confidence on that. And let me know if you have any doubts, so that I can discuss and I can clarify you. Okay.
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 Okay. So then we are then good. And tomorrow we'll talk about new concept, like, so how to read data and write data and some kind of things, like, so operations, input and output operations, we will try to understand tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.